Welcome back to our Advent journey together. We're on day 23, and things are getting really exciting. We're just a couple of days away from Christmas, and today our story shifts focus. We're moving from the shepherds in the fields to some very different characters, looking up at the very same night sky. Let's read from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 2, verses 1 and 2. It says, "After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, 'Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him.'" So, who are these Magi? The Bible doesn't give us a ton of details. Tradition often calls them the three wise men, or even kings, but the original text just says Magi from the east. These were likely scholars, astronomers, or astrologers, highly educated and respected men who studied the stars. They were Gentiles, not Jews, which is a really important detail. They came from a distant land, probably Persia or Babylonia, which was a hub for this kind of ancient science. And I imagine them, night after night, diligently mapping the heavens. They knew the constellations like the back of their hands. They understood the predictable, rhythmic dance of the planets and stars. But then, one night, something new appears. Something that wasn't on their charts. A star so unique, so brilliant, so full of meaning that it stopped them in their tracks. They recognized it immediately. This wasn't just another celestic event. This was a sign, a divine announcement. The star they saw wasn't just a random twinkle in the sky. To them, it was a proclamation. It declared the birth of a king, specifically the King of the Jews. Think about the conviction that must have taken. They didn't just see the star and think, "Oh, that's interesting." No, they saw it and knew they had to act. This star ignited a journey. It pulled them from the comfort of their homes, their studies, and their homeland, and set them on a long, difficult, and potentially dangerous road. Their immediate question wasn't, "What is this star?" but "Where is the one who has been born?" Their focus wasn't on the sign itself, but on the one the sign pointed to. The star was the messenger, not the message. The message was the king. And their response, they had come to worship him. This wasn't a journey of scientific curiosity. It was a pilgrimage of faith and adoration. From the very beginning, their goal was to bow down before this newborn king. This is a beautiful picture of how God reveals himself to the world. He used a language these men would understand, the language of the stars. He met them right where they were, in their field of expertise, and gave them a sign they couldn't ignore. It shows that the good news of Jesus isn't just for one group of people in one specific place. It's for everyone, everywhere. It's for the shepherds in the nearby fields and the scholars in faraway lands. God's invitation extends to all who are willing to look up and seek him. The Magi journey started with a single point of light in the darkness. It was a journey of faith, stepping out into the unknown, trusting that the star would lead them to their destination. They packed up their belongings, probably including some very valuable gifts we'll talk about later, and set out. They didn't have a map, just a star. They didn't have all the answers, just a single burning question: where is he? As we approach Christmas, let's take a moment to be like the Magi. Let's look for the signs of God's presence in our own lives. Maybe it's not a star in the sky, but perhaps it's a moment of unexpected kindness, a sense of peace in a chaotic time, or a passage of scripture that seems to speak directly to our hearts. God is still revealing himself, still inviting us on a journey to find Jesus. The story of the Magi reminds us that seeking Jesus often requires us to leave our comfort zones and embark on a journey. It requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to follow the light that God provides, even when we don't know the exact path. Today, let's ask ourselves, what is the star that God is using to call me closer to him? And am I willing to follow it? Thanks for joining me today. We'll continue the Magi journey tomorrow as they arrive in a very tense Jerusalem. I can't wait to see you then. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Have a blessed day, and God bless.